What's up everyone? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Bunny and in this video I'm going to be doing the cheap art supply challenge. Now I've actually done one of these before. I did a watercolor edition. I went to the Euro store and I bought myself a really cheap watercolor palette that actually turned out much better than I expected. So I actually went back and I got other things that come from the same cheap brand. Now one of the things that I did buy was actually a box of markers. As you can see, look at that, $2.99 is rather cheap for a set of 20 markers. And you've got your color selection here, which actually does not look that bad. Look at that, look at that. So we're gonna be drawing a marker doodle or illustration, something very small, very non-time consuming, and we're gonna have fun with it in my sketchbook. So we're gonna be drawing something with this. But before we get to the drawing, I just want to say that I have been absent. I haven't really uploaded for the past 2 Sundays, which I typically upload every Sunday. Part of the reason why is actually because my computer updated to the new Windows 10 Pro version. I don't know, there was a recent update and it actually messed up with my Premiere Pro settings and I couldn't figure it out for like a week. Everything was not working. I was getting support with Adobe and it just wasn't working, and I was getting frustrated and I couldn't publish actual videos, so all I could do was actually live stream. Now we actually fixed it ourselves without any support because we figured out that actually Windows 10 does mess up with your drivers, more specifically your audio drivers. So if you guys are upgrading and you notice that there's a weird thing happening with your audio, it could be because of the Windows 10 upgrade, and it affected my computer and it also affected my husband's computer, and in return somehow it affected my Adobe softwares. I actually realized that my Adobe Premiere Pro, like the audio hardware, was completely switched to something completely different, and I switched it back to what I normally do, and for some reason it was responsive again and it was working and it wasn't freezing on me, it wasn't giving me error messages anymore. So yeah, we fixed that. So that's like one thing I just wanted to get out of the way. Another thing I wanted to get out of the way is actually I am updating my Etsy store and I'm quite proud of it because I actually received my first set of prints. I know it's probably not a big deal and you guys are probably like, well, like whatever, like just prints, yeah, okay. No, but it's for real guys. Like right here, it is of course something very simple just to start off with because I am trying the printing kind of business here in terms of paper, in terms of selecting a printer, and I think that they turned out really, really cute. There's for now only 20 copies available. It is for 15 euros, quite cheap. I just wanted to do something a little bit cutesy for that, so that is new. All right, so let's get on to the most fun part of the video.
So the brand of markers is called Flirt. And yes, I am exaggerating the name because just German words are just funny to exaggerate. They are made with natural ingredients, so I guess this makes it good for children. As mentioned before, there are 20 colors of different types of shades or colors in general. We're just gonna pour them out here. As you can see, there's quite a bit of dark colors and highlighter colors, which is always fun to work with. The actual texture of the marker itself is quite scratchy when you apply it on paper. They are felt pens, so it does kind of make sense, and it is sort of an ode to my childhood when I used to use felt pens. You could actually layer the colors quite nicely. I have to say, I'm quite impressed for $2.99. But the downside to layering and applying more color on top of each other is that the felt pen does rip up the fibers of your paper. So yeah, compared to the more expensive brand, this will not happen. The actual illustration is just of a woman with some butterflies. I just wanted to keep it simple because I'm kind of drawing in a smaller sketchbook to begin with, and I had not actually tested the colors beforehand. I sort of wanted to be surprised as I drew along. What I did find out, however, is of course the colors did not match the actual color of the plastic marker. This is typically an issue with cheaper brands of markers in general, so I wasn't so shocked about that aspect. So as you can see, I am drawing with the lightest peach shade that was part of the box set, and as you can see, it's actually turning out to be a lot more orange than the actual plastic color of the marker itself. Again, really, I'm not shocked about that. I was kind of sort of expecting it, but I did have to change up my drawing a lot because initially I wanted to do the full face. I wanted to color it all, but I decided to leave some of the white of the paper to act as highlights and rather use the colors as medium to dark tones. I think in general it's pretty safe to say that all of the colors that I chose and drew with were actually 5 shades darker than what was being advertised. Again, not surprised, and it is expected, but generally this does make the challenge much harder, which was the whole point of the challenge in the first place. Apart from the actual color issue, I had more issues arise as I kept drawing. One of them was, I didn't have a fine tip to work with, so you're gonna see at the end that I actually brought in my Faber-Castell to use a really fine tip for the eyes, for example, for the lips, but generally I used mostly the marker in itself, and it had a medium tip, so it was a bit hard. And also what I was noticing is that it actually bled a lot. So a lot of the lines ended up bleeding together. You're gonna see maybe parts of the face in terms of the shadow under the neck or the chin. A lot of the colors started bleeding into each other. So this was kind of like, oh, okay, I need to like chill out with some of the outline work, maybe let it dry first. It really wasn't drying that fast either, which was kind of a bit weird. But yeah, these are kind of the things that I realized. They were kind of like obstacles as I kept drawing. Apart from all of the visible obstacles and physical obstacles that I was encountering, I just like to kind of just tell you guys that the reason why I like doing these cheap art supply challenges is because it actually really challenges me to see how I can make things work with colors that I don't typically use, even if they are on the cheaper end. It's actually really fun to create concepts with it, to play around, to enjoy yourself, and it's also sort of a lesson teaching those that watch that you really don't need the most expensive stuff to make art. You can literally take crayons, you can take highlighters, you can take ballpoint pens, you can take the cheapest markers out there, and you can do something out of it. And you might do something really hideous, or you might do something really beautiful. It's really just a learning curve, and it's experimenting, and it's just a lot of fun. That being said, I hope you did enjoy this video. Do please give it a big thumbs up if you did. Don't forget to subscribe and follow my social media accounts, Facebook and Instagram. All of the links can be found down below in the video description. And also, if you're curious about my live streams, you guys can find my live stream schedules on my YouTube channel page. I do post my upcoming live streams there, and also don't forget to, subscribe to the bell icon or click on the bell icon in order to get notifications when I am live. So I am live every weekend, and I'll hopefully be doing spontaneous live streams during the Christmas holidays as well, because I do have 3 weeks off work. Yay! And I could do art for 3 weeks. So I'm quite excited for that. Anyways, I'd like to wish you guys a lovely day, and we will see each other very soon. Bye!